Hi, the aim of this video is to help you as a diploma program student start working on your IA. I start on the assumption that you do not know much yet about the IA. If you do, the first slides will feel redundant and unnecessary, but I am sure that later on, what I share with you will be very interesting and very useful. This video is structured in three parts. Part 1, I will start reminding you of the nature of the IA task itself. I will give you a framework to help you plan and develop your IA, and I will give you two examples. Part 2, I will answer some frequently asked questions about the IA in business management, and eventually part 3, I will give you some tips to help you with your IA. Key parameters that you may already be familiar with. Firstly, this is called IA, internal assessment, as opposed to external assessment, your exams. Internal means that your IA will be marked by your teacher or teachers. The IB has a role to play in this. The teachers' marks and comments will be checked by the IB moderators. Their role is just to make sure that your teachers have applied the criteria fairly and objectively. We have a system of criteria with mark bands. The maximum you may score is 25 for your IA. The task, the instructions, the criteria, the expectations are the same for standard level students and for higher level students. There is no difference. To give you an idea of the amount of work expected, the IB evaluates this as 20 hours of work for your IA. This is half of what you would do for your extended essay. Extended essay is 40 hours of work. And eventually, your IA, if you are a standard level student, it represents 30% of your overall score for business management, almost 1/3. If you are an HL student, it represents 20%, 1/5, because you also have not only paper 1 and paper 2, but also paper 3. The nature of the task is defined by the IB as follows. It is a research project that you have to produce about a real business issue or problem facing a particular organization using a conceptual lens. Two words I highlighted here. The word research, your IA is an inquiry project, and the word concept. As you know, in business management, we have four key concepts: sustainability, ethics, creativity, and change. Put another way, your IA has to be about one of those concepts. Your IA is an assignment about one of the concepts. You will have to choose one concept, but you cannot be expected to write about this concept in an abstract way. You will write about this concept in the context of a real business, of a real organization. Your IA has to be 1800 words maximum. The word maximum is extremely important. If you write too much, the final words, the final paragraphs will not be read, will not be taken into account, as I will explain later. 1800 words is the maximum, and it is important that you respect this. You must also show that you know the rules, that you have studied business management. Show your teacher and show your IB moderator that you have studied, that you know about the hands-off matrix, that you know about the language of internal growth, external growth, that you know about the language of motivation, etc. Show that you have studied business management. You have to write a question and answer it. Now, this is very different from usual coursework or exam situations where you are given a question. Here, it is the opposite. You have to formulate your own question. This is not easy. I will give you some tips about that. And of course, the answer you will write is not the ultimate authoritative answer. The IB only expects you to use 3 to 5 documents called supporting documents to help you answer. Those supporting documents must be recent. They must have been published within the last 3 years, because the aim of this IA is to engage you with recent contemporary publications in business management, such as articles of business news or press releases from business organizations. The outcome of your IA will be two files. File number one, it will be the IA itself, 1800 words maximum, plus your bibliography, and also one file with your 3 to 5 supporting documents. So you will give your teacher two files. Here is now my first example. I need to start by choosing a concept and a business. I need to have a business organization. My chosen concept is sustainability because I am really interested in topics of sustainability, and there is a brand of coffee chain I really like. It is called Starbucks. So I decide to do my IA about Starbucks. My starting point is this combination, a concept plus a context. So one of the four concepts and one business organization, Starbucks in this case. Then I go on the internet, I go to see Mr. Google, not generic Google, but Google News. And I type here Starbucks and sustainability in order to start finding some recently published documents about Starbucks and sustainability together. I have here a list of publications. One seems to be interesting. This one, about Starbucks testing reusable cups program in California. I start reading it and then I realize that no, I don't want to write 1800 words about the topic of Starbucks testing reusable cup. So it's not because this article was the first one on the list of recent publications that I am choosing it. I keep having a look at those recent publications, and this one really intrigues me. Starbucks has just opened a innovation lab in Costa Rica in order to develop sustainability learning. It is a recent article. It was published in June 2023, 2 months ago, because I am making this video in August 2023. Oh, this is interesting for my A. I'm going to read a bit more about this, but that could be a good topic for me. Here is another article on the topic. I need 3 to 5 about it. Again, we have the keyword here, sustainability. It is about learning. It is about a country I like, Costa Rica. I see mention here of Arizona State University, which is interesting for me because I want to go to university after my DP program. And in this article, I can see some business terminology already. I can see that coffee farm is owned and operated by Starbucks. I see reference to research and development. And in my syllabus at higher level, I have a unit about research and development. There is a reference to the CEO of the company. There is a reference to environmental promise. This article is deep enough, is rich enough to help me with my IA. And here is another article which I find interesting because it mentions some external stakeholders. Arizona State University. What's the link between Arizona State University and Starbucks? It mentions internal stakeholders, Starbucks employees. I have studied internal and external stakeholders, stakeholder analysis. So this is a topic, this is a tool I could be using. I need now to formulate my topic and my research question. My topic is the fact that Starbucks has just opened this sustainability lab in Costa Rica. But then I ask myself, how is this going to make Starbucks more sustainable? Is it greenwashing? Is it just for marketing, PR purposes? Or there is maybe a real mission here? That could be my research question. To what extent will this new sustainability lab, whatever it is, make Starbucks sustainable, make Starbucks more sustainable? And of course, I need to show my teacher and the IB moderator that I have studied business management. I'm not going to answer this in a very generic journalistic way. I'm going to use some context, some contents, sorry, from business management to answer this. I'm going to use a model called triple bottom line, the 3 Ps, people, planet, profit. I will write a stakeholder analysis about the implications, the impact for different stakeholders, both internal and external. And I will also harness some of the contents from the unit about research and development to help me show my teacher and the IB that I have studied IB business management. This was, my friends, example number 1. We move on to example number 2. Again, I need to start with a concept and a business context. The concept this time is going to be ethics and a company I really like, which is McDonald's. So my IA, I decide, will probably be on the topics of ethics and McDonald's. Again, I go on the internet to do some research about recent news, recent business news about McDonald's and ethics together. And here I get a range of publications. One really intrigues me. The fact that in the US, a franchise of McDonald's was found guilty of illegally employing 10 years old children. This is a topic of ethics. This is about human resources. I am interested in human resources. Why wouldn't I write my IA about McDonald's ethics and employment? So I keep having a look on the internet for those topics. And on the website of McDonald's itself, I find a page about working for McDonald's. This is an internal source. This is the official website from McDonald's telling me how would I apply to work for McDonald's? How old do I need to be to work at McDonald's? The official answer is you must be of a school living age in your country. And of course, this will vary from country to country. This is very interesting for me because there might be political aspects here, social, cultural, legal, and ethical. I keep searching, exploring this topic to find other recent sources of information about this debate of McDonald's employing young people. Another website confirms that minimum age is 14 years old. I have a young brother who is 14. I don't imagine him working for McDonald's, but in some countries it is possible. So you can see, my friends, how I am gradually formulating my topic, the topic of McDonald's employing children and teenagers, asking myself whether it is ethical for McDonald's to do so. It may be legal in some countries, but is it really ethical? What tools could I use from business management? A steeple analysis, possibly political, legal, ethical, social, cultural aspects, and also franchises, because I know that McDonald's grew through franchises, and I may want to explore to what extent different franchises are allowed to, I cannot say bend the rules, but adopt McDonald's policy in their own natural, cultural, legal contexts. So my friend, this is a framework I gave you: concept and context, then topic, research question, and tools, theories, terminology from business management. Let me now answer some frequently asked questions for you. The pages that follow have a lot of text. This is text that I paste from my latest book. My latest book was published in July, last month. It is published by Oxford University Press, like all my books of business management written for the IB, in the series called IB Prepared. IB Prepared means be prepared for your IB assessment, both external assessment, exams, and IA, internal assessment. There is a lot of text on the next pages. I start with some frequently asked questions. And here are the first 3 questions that so many students ask their teachers. Should I do primary research? Because I had a friend who did business management at higher level a couple of years ago, and the teacher told them that they must do interview and questionnaires. Do I have to include finance and calculations in my IA? On the internet, on some blogs, I read that it is the case, but is it really true? And other questions. The IB tells us that we need to use tools, but how many tools and theories should we use? So my friends, you may want to pause the video here, think about the answers, or you may directly want to read the answers on my next page. Those answers are from the IB. Those are the official answers to those questions. So you may want to pause the video if you want to spend some more time reading the answers, brainstorming it, discussing them together. Again, I stress the fact that those are the official answers from the IB to those questions. But I have more questions. Do I need appendices? What happens if I write more than 1800 words? What is the minimum word length of the IA? Maximum is 1800. What is the minimum? And do I need to state the concept in my research question? Again, you may want to pause or just directly read the answers now. Next questions. If I do primary research, what does it mean for my supporting documents? May I use an audio file or a video file as a supporting document? And how long should my supporting documents be? Again, you may want to pause the video, think about it, formulate your own answers, or read directly the answers now. I will now move to the next questions. Again, if you need more time, pause the video now. Here are the next questions. The IB instructions state that I must highlight some passages. What does it mean? How recent should my supporting documents be? And may I use a document written in another language? Once more, feel free to pause the video now. I am going to move on, giving you some tips for your IA. First of all, make sure you focus on your concept throughout, from the beginning of the introduction to the end of the conclusion. It is way too easy to digress and just to focus on the tools, on the contents, or on the company, on the context, forgetting that your IA is an assessment of your knowledge and understanding of the concept. Use a range of supporting documents. A range could be some are internal from the company itself, some are external. It could be that some are quantitative and some are qualitative. Some may be about marketing and others about finance. Some may have different perspectives, agreeing or disagreeing with a particular statement or starting point. Make sure you do not write more than 1800 words. Every year for their IA, we always have students who write too much and they end up losing marks because of this. Make sure your document is well presented. Make it look nice with table of contents, with page numbers. Make it look professional. Make it look like a good business document because then it reflects well on you. Make sure you apply the tools and models yourself. Your teacher and the IB moderator does not want to check that you can find on the internet the SWOT analysis of Starbucks and McDonald's. I'm sure you can do that, but this is not what this IA is about. I want to make sure that you know about a range of business management tools, theories, techniques, and that you can apply them yourself. On that slide here, my friends, are the assessment criteria that your teacher and then the IB moderator will use. I'll let you discuss them with your teacher to better understand how you can make sure that you score high for all of them. And eventually, I have one more document. It's a table with two parts. Part one, what the IA is. Part 2, what the IA is not. This is the last document we're going to check together. Again, this is copy and paste from my latest book, What the IA is. I'm not going to read it aloud, it's on the screen. Feel free to pause if you need more time. And what the IA is not. And once more, I really stress the final point. It's not about finding marketing mix analysis, SWOT analysis, hands-off matrix ready-made on the internet. We all know how easy it is to find all this on the internet. We all know how easy it is to ask ChatGPT or Bard to give us the SWOT analysis of Starbucks. But this assignment is not about that. This assignment is about you finding recent topic, a hot issue in the world of business management, finding supporting documents recently published that are about this topic, formulating a research question and applying some contents from the course to be able to answer your question. And that's it, my friend. This is the model I want to give you. This is my framework. This is my present for all of you today. Your teacher may well give you a slightly different one. This is absolutely fine. And again, my aim is to convince you all and to convince Bart Simpson that it's not that complex, the IA in business management, and you can start it now. Very good luck to you for your IA in business management. It's been a pleasure making this video for you.